How to create your social media marketing plan. Now, this is a huge question. It's one that we often get because a lot of people are frustrated with social media. Now, if you've ever been frustrated with the amount of time you invest for the little return that you get, then this video is definitely for you because we're going to talk about how to create a social media plan or marketing plan with your social media that's going to be effective, that's going to be efficient, and is going to be something that is more planned out and thought through than what you're probably doing right now. First of all, you're probably thinking to yourself, well, you see so many people that are successful on social media. Why can't I have that same success? The reality is that it does come down to planning. Most of those people did not get successful by accident. They followed something in a consistent way where they continued to create good quality content and they posted in a consistent fashion. They knew who their audience was and they were able to tailor their message for that particular audience so they could provide that valuable content and get that relationship happening. It would not have happened in 1 week. It would have happened over a period of time. And so it's very dangerous for you to compare yourself to others. So as you go into creating your plan, I want you to think about, a long-term plan. Think about if you did something consistently over the next 12 months, 24 months, 36 months, what is possible? Because what you can achieve in, 12 or 24 months is more likely going to be rewarding than what you can achieve in just a month. If you're expecting amazing results in a month, switch off now and go somewhere else because it won't happen unless you throw a stack of money. And even then, it's not guaranteed, right? A stack of money at Facebook ads or something like that. So the first thing when it comes to social media, one of the things to think about social media is easy to get a bit bewildered by because a lot of people do get success there, but it's just a platform. It's just another way to get your message out to the world. And the reason why I think social media is quite difficult for people to use as a marketing platform is that it is in what I call an interruption platform. Okay, people aren't on social media typically to buy what it is you sell. They're there to be entertained. So it's sort of like listening to the radio, going to the movies, watching television. They're the kind of platforms where people go for entertainment, and social media is the same. Most people are on social media to kill time, keep up with family, maybe post something that they're doing themselves to get recognized or some instant gratification from something that they've completed in their life. And so this is what social media is used for. And so if we understand that, then we can sort of get a bit clever in the way that we market. So the first thing to do is to understand that social media marketing, you're interrupting people's entertainment. And so whatever you do has got to stop them in their tracks if it's going to be direct marketing, or you've got to slowly build up a relationship, and that way you'll become part of their entertainment as they're on social media. And so think about your plan or your strategy moving forward in that way. So you can sort of say, well, do I need to be a direct marketer that's going to interrupt people in their tracks? And you can do that with ads or really compelling offers. Or am I going to build a relationship slowly with a group of people that I know will buy from me eventually, but I need to build the relationship first? That's sort of the two ways you've got to think. And one is hunting and one is farming. Now, the farming takes a lot longer, but it's usually more fruitful because once you know how to, once you've got the crop and you know how to, to sow the seeds and get the results, then you can continually do that forever. And so it's a bit like that. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It looks like 8 different steps to go through to create your plan. So we'll go through those now. So the step number 1 is to choose your goals. Get really clear about what it is that you're trying to achieve. Is it a bigger following? Is it that you're trying to nurture people? Did you want to get people into your database? Did you want to get direct sales? Did you want to get be seen as the authority in your industry? Whatever it is, just choose some goals that are very clear for you, and they've got to be SMART goals. So if you haven't heard of the SMART goal acronym, it's the word SMART stands for specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time bound. And so, or results orientated and time bound. So you want to make sure that your goals are SMART goals. So as you set your goals, if you're going to increase the number of followers you get, which is, I guess, increasing awareness of your product or service, then you need to set a goal around that and say, I'm going to increase it from, maybe you've got 500 and you want to double it, right, by a certain date. So that would be a very specific SMART goal. I want to double my number of followers by the December the 31st, 2022. So now that's a very realistic, time-bound, measurable, attainable, specific goal, right? That's a SMART goal. So before you even start doing any of your marketing plan for your social media, really work out what it is you're trying to achieve. My most common goal that I set with social media is how many people do I get into my database. So I quite often do what's called lead magnet marketing on social media. So I'll offer a lead magnet, and that's a place where people can then opt in and download something for free. And so, that for me, that's one of my key KPIs is how many new people are in my database. That's what I look at. I also offer, a session, like so a discovery call with people. So that's my other goal is I'm always offering that. So pretty much every content I put out, I'll either be offering a lead magnet or I'll be offering a discovery call. They're the two things that I use for my goals when I'm creating my marketing. So it helps me tailor my marketing. So if you've got a good specific goal of what you're trying to achieve with your social media marketing or any marketing really, it's going to make it easier for you then to put the offer together and the marketing and the content together. My second tip is then to know your audience. So understand who your audience is and what it is they need, and what modality of learning is going to suit them best, because some people don't have time to read 1,500 word blog articles. Some people won't have time to watch a video or don't like watching video. Some people would rather consume audio, so maybe a podcast is better. And so if you know your audience and what it is that they need help with, you can also, and the way that they like to learn, then you can make sure that you're creating content that they're going to consume. So video content is very effective for time poor people because video is easy to consume. Podcast is great for people that are also time poor. Podcasts can be, consumed anywhere. So audio content. Then you can have written content, and you just got to think about: do I have a blog post? Do I have an ebook? Do I have guides? Do I just use photos? Maybe on something like Facebook, for example, you might use funny photos to get people's attention, and that stop them in their tracks and start to build their relationship, or photos of your day. Maybe your audience likes to see the behind the scenes. But really get to know your audience and know who it is that you're targeting, and that'll also help you work out where they are. Because if you're targeting, for example, I don't know, younger people under 20, you're probably not going to find them on certain platforms. You're going to find them on, on TikTok or something like that. If you want people that are aged, 30 and above, you might find them on Facebook. If you want professionals, you might find them on LinkedIn. So you've got to sort of decide where you're going to create your content, but knowing your audience is going to help you decide exactly where to find them. The third tip that I'll give you is then look at your competitors. If you're not sure, then look at your competitors and see what they're doing and see what their most effective platforms are and what their most effective posts are. In school, they called it cheating, when you looked at somebody else's results. But in business, we call it market research, right? So don't be afraid to do a bit of market research. So have a look, write down a list of all your competitors. And if you're not sure who they are, just go and do a Google search as if you were a potential customer and see who comes up on the first page of Google, and just go and look at their social media profiles, have a look at their websites, have a look at their blog articles, have a look at what they're doing online, and that'll give you a good idea, because you can see based on the activity that they've got and the engagement they've got, what's working and what's not. So it's a really good way. Then the next step number 4 is to audit your own social media. So have a look through your own social media channels and see if there's something that is working already, because maybe you've already got some things there that are working really well. The other thing is you want to go through and work out what's not consistent or complete. So you want branding to be consistent across all your social media channels. You want your messaging to be, your address, contact details, everything needs to be consistent. So if you've got multiple accounts already set up, audit those accounts and just sort of get a feel for where they're at. Do we have logins? Who's responsible for uploading photos? Just go through and audit everything so you know the state of the nation. And then what you can do, which is the next step, which is the 5th step, is then to go and set up all your accounts properly. So once you've done the audit, work out what information is missing and just make sure that everything is set up the way that you want it to be set up. And that's a good part of your plan, is to make sure that's happening. Now, the next step is then you can start to create your social media content. Now, a lot of people do this before they do those other 5 steps, and that's why I think they fail when it comes to social media marketing. So it's only after you really know your audience, you've done a bit of research, you know it's working well, you've done some competitor research, you've set up all your profiles properly, that now you start to create your social media. And your content needs to be valuable. So if you understand your audience, you understand what the problems are that they're trying to solve on a day-to-day basis, then your content can answer those problems, the questions that they may be asking. Sometimes your content just needs to be fun and engaging. It could be a question. So quite often you could use your social media post to ask your followers a question. and get some insights into what type of content you should create. So you could say something like, what's the number one thing that's, challenging you from achieving XYZ this week? So these are good ways for you to be able to really curate content. The other thing is when you're thinking about curating content is there's a website called it's answerthepublic.com, and you can go in there and you can type in your topic and it will give you a whole bunch of search terms that people have used. The other thing is just go and once again use Google search, and then it'll have people also ask, and it'll have all the questions that people are readily typing into Google, and that's a great way for you to create content, give you valuable content. My next tip is once you start creating content is you need a content calendar. So once you've decided what type of content you're going to create, is create a calendar that's a default calendar that says, here are the days I'm doing X, Y, and Z. So you might post Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Maybe you post every day. Maybe you post several times a day. Who knows? But if it's in a content calendar, that way you can look at it at the beginning of the month and go, what content do I need to create for the month? And get it all done. If you are doing it reactively, where you just wake up in the morning and go, oh boy, I've got to post on something, invariably you'll miss something at some point. So if you're going to take this seriously and you're going to use this as a marketing strategy, you need to prep your content in advance. Of course, that doesn't mean that you won't have spur of the moment posts that you put up, because things are going to happen. And that's also a very good way to create content. Is something happens that's exciting that you want to share, make sure you share it, but you should have pre-scheduled content all done every month in advance, just so you know that's going to go out regardless. So you don't have to think about what you're going to be posting each day, because that's a real deal breaker for people. And then the final piece of the puzzle is to make sure that you create call to action content, CTA content. And what that is that you're not just putting content out there, that a lot of your content then has, book an appointment with me, or download this guide, or, head to our website and read this article, or subscribe to our YouTube channel, or whatever it might be. Make sure you've got call to actions and all the content that you create. And that way, as people consume your content, you're giving them something else to do that will continue to connect them with you, so you can continue to build the relationship. And that way, if these people are part of your target market, eventually you're going to build a strong enough relationship that they may well buy something from you, which is the end game. But it is a long game. As I said at the beginning, it's a farming exercise and you've got to be patient with it. But a good place to start is to sit down, think about those 8 steps and document your plan. So at least then you've got a structured plan and you're not just winging it, which is what so many people do when it comes to social media marketing. All right. Now, on that note, we love helping people like you get your social media marketing right. And we have a team of amazing people. And in particular, my social media marketing manager is fantastic. And what I would like to offer you is the opportunity to have a quick chat with me about how we might be able to help you. And that way we can just take care of it all for you, so you don't have to worry about it. Because really, that's the easiest way. Let us build the plan. Let us do the execution. And all you have to worry about is talking to the potential customers and getting the sales. The way that you do that is you're booking for a discovery call. We'll pop the link down below and you'll be able to click on the link and choose a time in my diary to have a chat. And that way we can see if we can help you. And that discovery call, all it is an opportunity to have a quick chat, to sort of, have a quick look at your business. And by the end of that call, if there is we both feel like there's a benefit in talking further, we'll book another chat. There's zero obligation. It's just to have a chat, see if I can help. And if I can, great. Like I said, I'll book you in for that further chat. If not, then no harm done. You'll probably get a couple of tips and away you go. So book in for that chat, links down below. All right. Hope you've enjoyed today's video. I look forward to seeing you next week. Until then, hope you generate lots of leads online.